Hello, everyone. It's Sonia McDonald here, and welcome to the Leadership Coach. Thank you so much for watching and listening today, because I think that leadership is so fundamental today for all of us to see ourselves as leaders. So I'm going to be taking you on an amazing journey and around how to be a great leader, how to be the best version of yourself. So thank you for watching and listening and taking time out to sharpen your saw, because imagine if you spend 1% of your day sharpening your saw around having a growth mindset and having that lifelong learning around how to practice more self-development, self-awareness, skills and tools in terms of being the best version of yourself for yourself and for others. Imagine a world, imagine that impact that we'll have. So the Leadership Coach is going to be like a recipe book where I'm going to be giving you kind of the equipment, the key ingredients, the why, the what, and the how to being a great leader. Because I'm a great believer, as you know, that great leaders make great humans and great humans make great leaders. So imagine a world of great leaders and great humans, and it starts with you and it starts with us. And if you like so many of us, we want to be the best versions of ourselves, because it does make a difference, and we want to leave a legacy where we have made an impact. We have made an impact. We've benefited ourselves and others. We've lived an authentic life. We've been able to inspire and help others. And that starts with leadership. That starts with kindness. It starts with courage, right? So remember, like what I mentioned before around it's going to be like a recipe book. I want you to this is the key equipment that I need for you to bring to the Leadership Coach series. So if you're watching or listening, if you can, bring a journal, a notebook, bring a pen, start to write down some of the insights and learnings and wisdom that I'll be sharing with you on this journey. Absolutely bring a growth mindset. Open your mind up to growing and learning, because a growth mindset is absolutely the key to leadership, and also a benefit mindset, because if you're developing and growing yourself and opening up your mind and your world and expanding your knowledge in this space, imagine the benefit that will have and how you can help others be more, do more, achieve more, right? And it starts with that growth and benefit mindset. It's about habits. So remember that part of the equipment is habits, what habits that you are building, because your character is built from your habits. Okay, so it's definitely habits. You've got to commit to this space as much as it's going to be uncomfortable. This is how transformation and change happens, through being uncomfortable. Sometimes you will be putting the mirror up. I'm going to be putting the mirror up. I'm going to be sharing so much vulnerability, so much of my insights over the last 30 years I've been living and breathing this space, and particularly the last 15 years I've had Leadership HQ, and I and the team, we have been inspiring and building and creating a world of great leaders and leadership and organizations and people. This is something we're so passionate about. So commitment, it's going to take practice. So go out there and practice. Have that gratitude mindset, like think about what you're grateful for. The equipment you need is growth mindset. You need commitment. You need to practice this stuff. You need to put it into action. You need, I think if you can look at that equipment that you need to be a great leader, that's a bit of a start. Okay, so today I'm going to be focusing on attitude. So chapter 1 of my recipe book around me being here as your leadership coach and getting this recipe book out around being a great leader. Chapter 1 is self, and we're going to talk about attitude. Leadership is an attitude. I've written a book about it. Okay, it was my first book, because leadership is an attitude. It's not a role or title. Let's not make leadership bigger than what it is. One of my favorite exercises. Such a great exercise. Okay, I did it even a few weeks ago. I was a keynote speaker at Griffith University. There was 200 students in the room from all over Queensland, Northern Territory. They had the schools had nominated their student leaders to attend this great leadership retreat. I love doing this exercise. So I had a room filled with 15 to 17-year-olds. It was just such an honor to be able to have a voice in front of these future leaders, something that I I'm so passionate about this. And I was standing in front of these incredible future leaders, and I said to them, we talked about why leadership and what is like, how would they define leadership? What's leadership mean to them? And I asked the question, are you a leader? And maybe half of them put up their hands. And I always find that sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's way less. And sometimes I'm doing this kind of exercise when I'm speaking and in workshops in front of adults that have had, an extensive career even. And it's just a really interesting question. And I get it, this whole kind of try to be humble and I don't want to put my hand up, but it's interesting to see whether people see themselves as leaders, because I think we've made leadership bigger than what it is. I think we have made it about role or title, and it's not a role or title, right? Look, there's lots of great leaders out there. There's lots of great people that do have the title. I don't think there's lots of people out there that do have the title that aren't leading, really. Thing is, leadership isn't a role or title. You don't have to have CEO or manager or prime minister or president or whatever, like supervisor. You don't have to have the title to be a leader. So when people don't put up their hands, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. And I had this room of student leaders who I thought, wow, they're all student leaders and only half of them put up their hand. So I kind of brainstormed. I get the whiteboard out. I'm like, right, just bring it. Tell me, what's leadership? How would you define it? Tell me, what are these words? And people go, oh, wow, okay. There's someone that they believe in you. They want to coach you. They care about you. They have integrity, right? They're authentic. They admit when they make mistakes. They're courageous. They've got vision. They're people that they show respect. They're inclusive. There's all these different words. And I'm like, great. So I'm like, trying to grab all these words, and people saying, sometimes it was 10 words at once, and I was trying to get all the different words and write them down. I was racing around going, okay, more. And then I said to them, get a piece of paper, get your notebook out, and I would love you to do this if you're watching and listening. Get that journal that I mentioned in terms of the key equipment that you need to get out to be a great leader and to follow this recipe book of leadership. Is write down those words that resonate to you. What are those words that you resonate around leadership for you? If I was to describe you as a leader, what would those words be? How would you define yourself as a leader? Write down those words. I do have a lot of integrity, and I think I am vulnerable, and I do coach others, and I am kind, and I am compassionate, and I do have a vision, and all these different words, right? And write down those words, and then I, go and ask people, go and even ask them, how would they describe you? What sort of words would they describe you? Ask for feedback. So I get these wonderful students in the room, and most of them were sitting, I think pretty much everyone was sitting next to someone they knew. And I said, share it with the person next to you. Ask for feedback. And it was so amazing seeing the energy in the room. And again, do this for yourself. You can do this for yourself. And then, and some of them got feedback, and some of them wrote down more words, and some of them, it was really inspiring, and everyone loved it. I said, hey, everyone find that exercise. I was like, that was really cool. That was lots of fun. It was really insightful. And I said, great. Did everybody write down words? And, everyone was everyone put up their hand. I said, did anyone not write down any words? And I think sometimes people can write down more words than they gave themselves credit for, but that's okay. It's a learning journey, and this self-awareness piece and this self is key. The first chapter around being a great leader is part of this recipe book of leadership. And it was so great that everyone wrote down words. And I said, well, hang on a second. So I asked you, are you a leader? Then I asked you, how would you define leadership, or what makes a leader, right? And you all kind of said all these great words, and you can't be everything, right? I understand that. There's so many different things and aspects of leadership. You can't be everything, but it's understanding who you are and what you stand for, right? So it was so great when then I said, okay, are you a leader? You've written down words. Everyone wrote down words. I asked a question. Half of you put up your hand. We went through this journey. I asked the questions. You wrote down words that resonated to you, or you felt defined who you are, or who you might want to be, or who you strive for, right? So are you a leader? And it was so great to see them all put up their hand. And everyone started laughing, going, you tricked us. I said, I didn't trick you. maybe I did a little bit, but I took you on a journey to start to think, like, don't make it bigger than what it is, right? And the thing is, when we make it bigger than what it is, we don't give ourselves permission or that courage to lead. But the thing is, if you see yourself as a leader, then if you have that attitude and that mindset, and you see that it is a choice, it's about action. Leadership is a choice. It is an attitude, it's a mindset. Then you wake up each day, and if you set your focus to that and go, you know what, today I am going to be that leader. I defined who I am, right? That's who I want to be. I'm going to focus on that. Attention goes, energy flows. And imagine, if you're like everyone else out there, don't you want to be a great person, a great leader? Don't you want to leave that legacy? And I wanted you to think about it as an attitude, because it is an attitude. What is that great quote? Like, it's not your aptitude that determines your altitude, it's your attitude, right? Attitude defines leadership. And that's a Brian Tracy quote, the one around altitude. And it's your attitude to things. And who defines your attitude? You define your attitude. You set your attitude. Imagine if you go, I'm going to have a leadership attitude. And what's that going to take? Go on this journey with me. Go on this journey. There's so many books and resources throughout this journey that I'm going to take with you as part of the leadership coach journey that we're on. Is I'm going to share wisdom and insights and resources. Why leadership matters? Because it does. Leadership is the thing that we need to espouse and be each and every day. If we were able to imagine us being able to be leaders and seeing ourselves as leaders and having that leadership attitude, imagine that ripple effect that we can have. And I'm going to give you the hows and the whats, because how we become great leaders is by having that leadership frame. If you change the frame, you change the game. If you have that leadership attitude and mindset, you are going to change your life and your world. And tiny tweaks, big changes, right? And if you have that attitude, you set that attitude. If you wake up each day going, I'm going to focus on that leadership attitude, go on this journey with me, because it does start with attitude. It starts with mindset. I'm going to teach you about neuroscience. I'm going to teach you about courage. I'm going to give you the confidence and the skills and the tools, the what and the hows to being a great leader. And it starts with self. It starts with attitude. Okay. So write that down. Write down what makes you a great, what makes you great? What are those things that you believe define you as a leader? And who do you want to be? What will it take for you to have that great leadership attitude? Keep sharpening your sword. Keep learning. Keep having that growth mindset. And I'm going to take you on this journey through the leadership coach to help you discover that inner greatness as a leader, right? I'm going to teach you, I'm going to give you the recipes and the how-to and the what's, and it starts with a leadership attitude. This is only the start of our journey through the leadership coach journey that we're going to be going on. And it starts with attitude. Okay, remember, energy goes. Okay, attention goes, energy flows. Where are you putting your attitude? Start with self. Start with leadership attitude. Start with these habits. I want you to wake up every day, get your journal out, go, what am I going to do? How am I going to be the best version of myself? And it starts with my mindset. It starts with my attitude. It starts with my focus. And I'm going to have a leadership attitude. I'm going to think about I'm going to focus on how I can make a difference to others today. How am I going to start looking at, again, we're going to be, as I've spoken about, we're going to be going on this journey around self. We're going to be going through values, beliefs, principles, building your emotional intelligence, okay, looking at your character as a leader. There's so many great things to being a great leader, but you're going to be building the tools and the wisdom and the skills around that. And it starts with having a coach, me helping you, me supporting you, me inspiring and motivating you. So get that leadership attitude happening today. And I inspire you to do that, because it'll make a huge difference to your life, to your journey, to your growth. Okay, imagine where you're going to be in a year's time by being part of this journey with me, with us. If there's anything we can do to help you, please grab Leadership Attitude. Okay, it's an amazing book. Or there's so many books that I could recommend or we could recommend. Start learning leadership now. There's so many great books. I mentioned lots of them on my websites through my different ways of sharing wisdom and knowledge. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, because we're really active around building a world of such great humans and leaders. And it starts with you. It starts with us. It starts with our mindset, attitude. This is our most powerful tool, is our mind. Think of your mind. Think of your mind like a stage. You are the director of that stage. Have the best actors and actresses and thoughts on that stage, right? If you have those actors and thoughts and actresses on that stage, and that's like my analogy of a director of that mindset, that stage, you want Oscar-winning attitude. You want to be able to, because I'm a great believer, right? Like, it is like that energy, like what you're, that kind of, that attitude and that energy you're putting out to the universe, the world, you're definitely going to start to see it and attract it. I'm very passionate about that as well. Your thoughts have power. Your attitude and your thoughts and your habits is going to make a huge difference to your leadership and to your life. So thank you for joining me today on The Leadership Coach. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. As I said, follow us, reach out to us. If there's anything we can do or I can do to help you be more, do more, achieve more, just reach out to us, and just always think about who you are, what you stand for, and have that leadership attitude. Attitude defines leadership, and leadership is going to make such a difference in your life and your world. So, and remember, I always sign off to stay kind and stay courageous. And thank you so much. It's an honor to be on this journey with you. And yeah, just keep leading and keep being the best version of yourself. Thank you.